Okay, this is what we're working on currently. This is my Triumph Daytona 955 2005. Bought it last summer, lovely machine. Used to have a T595 many moons ago, over 20 years ago now, so see this, love the colour, wanted it, got it. Travelled all the way out to Sunderland to get it as well, National Express all the way out there, rode it back, no problems. However, you know, with these bikes they do carry certain problems which we'll talk about obviously going forward, mainly electrical, but there's other bits and bobs as well, and I'll find out a bit more as I'm going along. So I don't want to call this a project bike because it's certainly not. I've got it stripped down in a minute because I'll give it a good old clean. I did run it, tried to get as much out of it last year as I could, but salt, grit, wet, horrible, mud and everything, and didn't really like the look of it afterwards, and you know, I got the opportunity to take over the mother-in-law's garage, and here we are. So we've got it stripped down, all cleaned up and everything, as best I can for the minute. But it's yeah, it's looking okay. I'm quite pleased with it. I'm reluctant to put it all back together in a minute because I'm enjoying working on it. But like I said, I don't want it to be a project bike or anything. So you know, we'll just video in a few little bits and bobs on it, predominantly which we're talking about with the electrics and just general stuff. I've already done a lot of stuff to it with, well, cosmetic little bits and bobs, and stripped it down and greased and, you know, all the usual stuff, like, and polished up and everything. So yeah, so there's been bits and bobs done. I haven't recorded that because it's all rather boring, like, but I've just got the wheels back on and took it out for a little spin around the block, like in this state, and I quite liked it actually. It was alright. It's quite mean like that, but not as good as with the all the gear on. So this is it, like I say, not a project bike. I have got project bikes. I've got a FZR 1000 on an 85 plate, TZR 250, which is 87 plate I believe. My son's old Aprilia RS50 and a scooter as well. So all those are project bikes. Believe me, they're you know, they're in poor condition. The TZR top end's gone on it, power valve. Yes, major job. I don't know where to start with it or what to do, but I want to restore it completely. So, but the Genesis was the last of the bikes, which actually, before I stored it away after a fashion, was still running. However, it did need stuff doing to it. So that's going to come down here. It's going to sit there, and it's going to get stripped down, and it's going to get complete overhaul on it. That's the plan. Whether I can still, it depends whether I can still get bits, and but I should do a, you know, quite intensive video of it as well, in the condition, or when I bring it down, you'd be quite surprised. It looks like it's a barn find. It really does. It's in poor condition, but we'll try and get it running first in the condition it is, and then it'll be, if we can get it running, try and find out what sort of problems were. It was overheating, so I don't know whether the water pump's gone or whatever. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. But that's when I'll get all this back together and start riding it, because we are getting to that lovely weather now. You know, a bit of sunshine. Spring is definitely here, but this will be going out in the good weather only. You know, I'm getting on a bit now, so there you go. And the Genesis will sit there, get strapped down, and probably take me a few years to do it, but yeah, it's all good fun, isn't it? Gives me something to do in those cold winter nights. So there we go. Triumph. Let's get it sorted, get it out, and then start blogging on the Genesis, and so on and so on. Okay, thank you. One thing I didn't mention, obviously I said I got it all split down to clean it all. Well, yeah, that, which I have done, and but the other reason is, you might see here, see this old crash protector there, this bobbin, whatever you want to call it, slightly bent there. There's a reason for that. brought it home from the mechanics after I had the new Stator and Rectifier fitted, and put the side stand down, but I didn't. So I was standing on the bike, quite comical really, in a heartbreaking sort of way. Went straight over, done my ankle in, I only bruised it like, however, got this bloody bike laying on me and cracked my fairing. Pain. So you just spent out a few £100 on getting it back from the mechanics, and then you go and crack your fairing. So currently that side panel is in the sprayers, getting well respayed and repaired. Wasn't major, but where the bobbin goes through the fairing, clips hold of the fairing, it just cracked the bracket there and a few scratches and cracks on it. So I thought, sod it, just get it done, because you know you want to have it looking nice. And it's going to cost me a good, what he reckons, about £180 by the time it's done. Trying to source the Daytona sticker, which Triumph are discontinued at the minute, and trying to get hold of other companies to print one off for me. So that's what's holding everything up at the minute. Not in a rush though. Like I said, it's down the sprays. He's got it all prepped. Just waiting for me to get the sticker so he can get it sprayed on, lacquered, and there we go. But like I say, that's another couple of £100. It's a money pit. It really is. The money what I spent on it already is probably half as much as what it costs, but there you go. I'm not in it for that. You know, I love the bike and that's it. So that was a bit of a side note to the first video. So silly sod here. Went over on it. And it also scratched the casing as well, so I've just got to touch that up as well. But yeah, there you go. What can you do? Right, ciao.